Hey everybody.
Hey.
What the heck?
Welcome to the first episode of In Theaters Near You.
What is going on? Oh my gosh.
We're live, guys.
We're live. This is our first episode of our very first everything ever. My name's Keeley.
I'm Michael.
And we are In Theaters Near You. We are your little live show, Mondays 5 to 6 p.m. And we are so excited. I'm so excited to go.
We're so excited to talk movies with you and entertainment. And we just hope that you love movies as much as we do.
Yeah, we have a really great episode stacked for you today. Today is an amazing little film that we watched on Valentine's Day, which was really funny.
Yes.
Because it was just like me and Michael. It was like a 12 p.m. seating. And there was like an old lady couple and then two people doing galentines and it was us.
And then it was just me and Keeley reviewing for the pod. But you know what?
It was a vibe. It was a good time. I didn't have to feel bad about, like talking during the movie because we have a little segment for you of us pre-recording our reactions. So, do you want to just get into it?
Yes. So this week's movie is Argylle from director Matthew Vaughn. Pretty big picture, lots of stars, lots of big names.
Yes.
And a pretty hefty budget as well. So,
spoiler alerts, we're going to go through the entire plot because that's what our show is all about. And there's a content warning just for gore and violence. We're going to be showing a fairly violent scene, but it's all fake, as it always is. So please bear with us here. Argylle!
Let's get into it.
That was great. So, first off, just to get you guys updated and into the vibes, we're gonna play the film trailer for you, and it's about 2 minutes long, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy.
I certainly hope you dance as well as you dress.
There's only one way to find out.
You and I, we're not so different. Agent Argylle.
Little help? Hold on.
The book is phenomenal, sweetie, but
What happens next?
It's called a cliffhanger, Mother.
Ellie, it's called a cop-out.
Whoa! Hey! There's a cat in there!
Oh my God, you're Ellie friggin' Conway.
Author of Argylle series, Ellie Conway! I am such a fan!
Oh yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Would you sign my book?
Here we go.
I love this book! Come on!
Who are these people?
Real life spies.
Why would they care about me?
Because you're a goddamn fortune teller, Ellie. What you wrote in your new book actually happened, and you kicked a hornet's nest you didn't even know existed.
I'm in some really big trouble, Mom.
Oh, so now you're experimenting with drugs.
I want all assets on them now. I need her to write the next chapter.
God, I hate that cat.
It's time for you to meet the real Agent Argylle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so from that, you can probably tell that it's a pretty action-heavy film.
Yeah, it's definitely as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the craziest action movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I'm not an action movie frequenter, and that one caused me some anxiety for sure. So we have the plot summary out here for you guys. So if you've never watched the film, then you can follow along because we're going to be talking about it in detail. We'll try and get our, little storytelling voices on.
Yes, we've been prepping for it.
Okay, so we open on a riveting action scene with Henry Cavill, who is Argylle, Dua Lipa, John Cena, and Ariana DeBose. This scene sets up the main plot where we see a woman named Ellie Conway at a book signing talking about her latest Argylle novel. At her home, she talks to her mother, Ruth, about suffering from writer's block. She only has one chapter left to finish her next book in the Argylle series, and her mom urges her to write a true ending instead of a cliffhanger.
Ellie decides to visit her mom and dad to help with the writer's block. While on the train, Ellie meets Aiden Wilde, a spy that saves her from being assassinated on the train by a dozen other people. Aiden travels with Ellie to England in hopes of keeping her safe, and explains that a devious spy organization, the Division, is targeting her because her novels are actually predicting the future.
In London, Ellie and Aiden search for a USB stick called the Master Key that holds all the information needed to expose the Division and imprison them forever. While in England, Ellie starts to believe that Aiden wants to kill her too, so she calls her parents for help and they catch the next flight to England.
Ellie arrives at her parents' hotel room, and as her father comes through the door, the audience realizes that her father is the head of the Division. Aiden knocks on their door and comes into the hotel room. Ellie's father points a gun at Aiden, leaving Ellie shocked. Her mother then points a gun at her. Ellie realizes that these people are not truly her parents, and she escapes the hotel with Aiden to go to France.
In France, Aiden takes Ellie to a vineyard to meet Alfie Solomon, who is a CIA deputy director. Alfie reveals to Ellie that her Argylle novels are not fictional at all. Ellie is, in fact, Agent Rachel Kyle. Argylle seems to be coming from her initial R. Kyle. Rachel was brainwashed by the Division 5 years ago and made to believe that the two directors of the Division, Margaret and Ritter, were her parents. Ellie/Rachel put her suppressed memories of her life as a spy into her novels. With the latest Argylle novel, she was about to reveal where the Master Key lives in real life. Rachel slowly begins to remember her past life. Aiden was her partner in crime when she was a spy, and they fell in love and got married. Aiden explains that he was spying on her all those years to make sure she was safe.
Rachel and Aiden travel to Arabia to get the Master Key from the Keeper of Secrets, one of Rachel's old friends. They get cornered by the Division, who knock them out and take them to their base. While there, Director Ritter reveals that Rachel was actually a double agent that worked for the Division. Rachel agrees to interrogate Aiden in hopes of taking the Master Key and destroying it. She shoots Aiden in the chest and locates Alfie in France. Rachel secretly begins sending the Master Key to Alfie, revealing to the audience that she's still good. She's actually a triple agent. Rachel reunites with Aiden, who only suffered minor wounds because she intentionally shot him in a non-lethal area.
In a dancing and skating sequence, Rachel and Aiden kill dozens of Division security officers and make it to the outside of the base, which is revealed to be a big ship in the middle of the ocean. Director Ritter interrupts the transmission of the Master Key, but Rachel's cat kills him by scratching his eyes out. Margaret, Rachel's so-called mother, uses a mental trigger code to brainwash Rachel into pushing Aiden off the ship, until Margaret is killed by Kira, Rachel's best friend, and former CIA agent whom Rachel thought was dead this whole time. After this, Alfie finally receives the Master Key, and the rest of the characters drive away on a speedboat where they watch the base burst into flames.
Rachel returns to her novelist persona, Ellie, and publishes her final novel in the Argylle series. She's accompanied by Alfie, her husband Aiden, and best friend Kira. At the reading, the real Agent Argylle, Henry Cavill, reveals himself to her shock and confusion. Credits roll, and in the mid-credits scene, we see a young Argylle played by Louis Partridge, who gets recruited into the spy agency.
So a lot to...
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It was really hard for us to make the summary, too, that was, easily consumable. Anyways, we have just, our shallow overall opinions on the film. First of all, star-studded cast.
Yeah, no. Every cameo, everybody, it was just damn.
It was so much.
Half the budget had to go to that cast alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you had everyone in there.
Yeah. I remember in the theater as we were going, we did no research on this beforehand, so I knew that it was full of stars. But there's only certain ones that they actually choose to highlight in their marketing. So Catherine O'Hara comes out. Bryan Cranston, Mr. Walter White comes out.
Samuel L. Jackson comes out.
Samuel L. Jackson, Ariana DeBose. John Cena, where's John Cena?
John Cena showed up out of nowhere, and I was like, hello?
It was crazy. So the first thing we have on our overall opinions is, where did Dua Lipa go? Where did Henry Cavill go?
Dua Peep, literally, again, we've said spoiler alert so many times, Dua Peep died in the first 2 minutes of this movie. She was all over those posters.
Where did she go?
She was everywhere, and she was nowhere to be seen.
I felt like I was cheated. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be some cool film noir. Dua Lipa's gonna... And then she dies. She gets poisoned.
And she's gone.
And then Henry Cavill shows up maybe for a total of 5
Where
minutes.
did Henry Cavill go
film.
to? It seemed like him and Dua Lipa had the same sort of contract.
Yeah.
Because I thought Henry Cavill was the lead.
Yeah, that's what they made you believe.
Because I was like, he's the lead, but no. This movie tricks you from the beginning.
It really
from
does.
the very beginning, which ultimately works for it.
Yeah. I would say it's meant to be very overwhelming, which is why sometimes they do add some contrasting elements, like the soundtrack, which we'll get into later.
Speaking of overwhelming, plot twist.
Oh. It was so
twist.
much. I've never gasped so much in a theater in one given sitting.
It was insane. It was every 5 seconds, it was boom, the biggest thing you've ever seen. I mean, I never pick up on plot twists, so I'm always shocked. But I feel like this time it was I saw nothing coming. I had no idea what to expect.
You're always like, okay, we figured it out now. Nothing can top this. Everything is going to work out. And it's boom.
It explodes.
Triple agent, quadruple agent. At this point, Ellie was a quintuple agent.
At this point, Ellie was just playing for herself.
Real.
She was a spy for her.
Real. And then Louis Partridge comes in at the end.
Yes. Was not expecting a prequel, sequel vibe.
Well, I think it said that he was revealed to be a Kingsman agent, which has to do with Matthew Vaughn's other movies. So I don't know. Maybe
Argylle series?
Argylle series, Argylle prequel? Is this going to happen?
I mean, I like Louis. I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Yeah.
In a cute little franchise.
So now we are going to take you back to the theater on Valentine's Day, on the most romantic Valentine's Day, where we recorded our first reactions live in the theater. We hope you enjoy. Hey guys, it's Keeley.
And Michael.
We are here at the Cineplex watching our very first movie for our very first episode, Argylle. It's a spy movie. It's got Dua Peep.
And I think that's really all we need. I don't know much about the plot. I know that we gotta figure out who Agent Argylle is. And after today, we'll know who that is. Yeah. Maybe it's Dua Peep. Maybe it's Henry Cavill. But we'll get to figure it out.
We really are just going in blind, but I'm so excited. That's my favorite way to watch movies. It's just no idea what's going to go on. We didn't do any research before this, but that's going to give us such a fresh perspective and a very unbiased perspective. And I'm really excited to see what they do with the film.
Me too. And we'll let you know our thoughts right after.
Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. We met the author, we met Dua Peep, we met Henry, we met the cat. There's been so many cameos. It's insane.
What are you doing?
John Cena's here. Why? Why is he here? But that's okay. Everything just went crazy. And we watched a 10-minute long fight scene on a train.
Just like mom feeds.
The fight scenes go absolutely insane in this movie.
There's big trouble.
They just don't stop.
Literally 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? He just threw a cat down a building! Oh my gosh!
Oh, cat's okay, cat's okay.
Holy shit.
I didn't expect the movie to be this thrilling. What do you think?
I know, it's just hit after hit. There's no room to breathe.
No room to breathe. I'm on edge. My heart's palpitating.
Plot twist, she's being betrayed.
It's exactly like what she wrote about.
Yeah.
No one is safe in this movie. No one is safe.
You can't trust anybody in this universe.
Hello? There's another plot twist, and it's literally crazier than all the other ones. What?
So apparently the main character is the spy all along.
She's Argylle. And I guess all of her memories were wiped.
Hello?
Looney Tunes.
There's just so much, like, emotional distress happening right now.
I actually need the movie to end so I can move on with. Why did Henry Cavill show up again, but with like a freaking mullet?
So I think it's a sequel planned? Question mark?
Maybe?
New universe? I don't know what's going on.
We just finished, so we're gonna have to like collect our thoughts. But that's been Keeley and Michael's take.
Yes, this has been the first-hand review.
Bye, guys. I guess not bye, guys, because then it'll be a live show. Guys, it's not over. Louis Partridge just came out. What?
So apparently this is the first in a series. Louis Partridge is young. What's his Henry Cavill? I don't know what to do.
I don't know either. That's enough of that for today. That brings me right back.
Yeah.
Dude. We both left the theater just like.
And it was like, okay, I'll see you for the show.
What now? It was so much. Really overstimulating.
Yeah,
especially for a girly like me. I was like,
Yeah. It was maximalism in the best way possible.
Yes.
The plot sounds insane, but they somehow were able to just pull it off, like, effortlessly.
Real. Okay, so now we are moving on to our crew appreciation segment. As we are media production students, we are crew. We know all about the behind the scenes
we love
now.
Crew.
And so every episode we're going to highlight a specific part of the crew that we think did a really great job in this film.
Yep, and this week we are appreciating the stunt crew because Argylle would not be half the movie it was if it wasn't for the insane stunts that happened like every 5 seconds and they lasted for like 10 minutes. Really, like, they just did incredible work and they really just need to be appreciated this week on the episode.
Yeah, so we have 2 scenes here. They're both so absurd, very funny, but also there's a lot of gore. So there's the first one, which is a smoke bomb scene, and shout out to the person who was brave enough to publish this to YouTube, even though they knew that shouldn't do that. So it's not the best quality, but you guys will get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did it so that we didn't have to.
Yeah, real. So there's that, and it's really funny. They just come out with like a choreographed dance scene. This is when they emerge from Rachel being a triple agent, and she falls back in love with Aiden, and they're like doing these the big it's really funny. And then we have this scene of Rachel ice skating. She remembers that she was an ice skater in her past life before she was brainwashed.
Yeah, this is honestly probably my favorite scene from the movie.
Michael and I were like, ugh.
I don't know what the cameraman did. I don't know what the stunt people did, but it was top tier. It was probably my favorite thing I saw that day.
Mama's got to get to work.
Too.
It's just so camp. It's just like, I don't know. It was Olympic level in my opinion.
Man, this woman in her white dress, she's skating on gasoline.
Literally.
Anyways.
And it worked. And it worked for me.
Anyways, stunts. So,
yeah,
you take it away.
So, in interviews with Sam Rockwell and with Henry Cavill, who both play, well, one is Agent Argylle, one is just Aiden, who we talked about. They said that performing the fight scenes felt a lot like, just like they were doing dance scenes, like they were doing little musicals on set every day. They had a lot of fun. The cast and the crew just had a great time, which is very evident. Obviously, we just played you both of them. You can tell that it's a lot of fun. And honestly, I would like to ice skate on gasoline at some point.
Real?
It seems Bryce Dallas Howard made it look great.
That seems, yeah.
Yeah, and Sam Rockwell was actually drawn to the role because of the fight scenes and stuff reminded him of all of the action movies he grew up with. This kind of very stylized form of fighting. And yeah, I think it's very apparent that everyone just had a great time involved.
True. It's very true. I mean, I don't know too much about fight choreographing, but I know for a fact that those scenes would have taken weeks and maybe even months to get down. Especially if you are doing your own stunts as an actor. You have to start from ground zero. I would need a stunt double. Yeah.
I would get one.
Yeah, I mean, all power to you. Honestly, I would too. I don't want to hurt myself. But I want to dance. And I want to skate. I could do that. Anyways, over on IMDb, there are over 70 people who are currently involved in the stunt crew for Argylle. That's how many people put their position on IMDb, and not everybody does, so it's probably over 100, I would say. 10 of them are performers and stunt doubles, and there's a lot of stunt associates as well, and then there's just people that work in the crew of stunts. We have our fight choreographer. His name is Guillermo Grispo. He's Argentinian. He always is talking about how important it is to highlight multiple forms of martial arts in his fight scenes because he grew up in the martial arts world when he was 8 years old. And he's done fight choreographing for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Solo, A Star Wars Story, Wonder Woman, and all of Matthew Vaughn's Kingsman movies. So Matthew Vaughn did Argylle as well, so that means that Guillermo Grispo he's got to be good. Or else he wouldn't rehire him.
He seems fab. I mean, I've seen a lot of those movies, and, top tier fight scenes, honestly.
Real. And before he was a stunt performer and a stunt double, or before this, he was a stunt performer and stunt double, meaning he did those stunts, so it makes sense that he's qualified to choreograph these fight scenes, because he did stunts for both of the Twilight movies, and I'm trying to think, the Breaking Dawn movies, and it's I don't know, where would you need stunts in that?
Oh, wasn't there Breaking Dawn, those are the last two, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they have that big fight scene at the end that didn't really happen?
I don't know, but
we're going to rewatch the Twilight movies, guys.
Twilight next week.
Twilight, guys.
Also for the Tron movie and for the Expendables, he did stunt performing and stunt doubling, and honestly, I don't know how old he is. I don't know where he's at right now. He lives in Canada. I heard that.
Okay, Canadian.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out Canada.
Real. So, yeah, I really think that that's a really respectable continuation in this crew position, to go from stunt doubling to being a fight choreographer. You know exactly what you're talking about. You know exactly how everybody feels in the crew. And so, yeah, he did a really great job. As you could see in all of those scenes, that would have been him. He would have been up there at the crack of dawn teaching everybody how to do a specific kick, a specific hand movement, so then nobody gets hurt, but it looks like everybody's dying.
Yeah, and again, like we said, props to the stunt crew. Everyone did a fantastic job on this movie, and we just think that they deserve to be appreciated.
Yeah, congrats, stunt crew. Real.
Round of applause for the stunt crew. Alrighty, so now we're going to get onto the script, which is always something I love to look at. So Jason Fuchs, who wrote the script for Argylle, is best known for writing the Ice Age sequel, Ice Age Collision Course. So that was pretty crazy, pretty fun. He also did a lot of writing on Nickelodeon shows and movies, most notably Rags with Keke Palmer. And honestly, I can kind of see the over-the-top campness of Ice Age in Argylle. There's little tidbits in there, which I think is always nice. This script was super fast-paced, especially for a movie that It was over 2 hours, but it like flew by. There's like action-packed, barely any dialogue. A lot of the major scenes were all fighting ones. Plot twists were crazy. He hid them all really nicely, in my opinion. Again, a lot of stuff gets past me, so everything shocks me, but this movie was definitely insane. And all of the films that he's written have actually made $1.9 billion at the box office. So Jason knows what he's doing. Jason knows how to write a hit. If they made an Argylle sequel, I would definitely love for him to come back. I think he really... I know he wrote it, but I feel like he really gets like the story and the vibe, and I feel like it just really works for what Matthew Vaughn was going for. So that's our script appreciation for today.
And I have with me my acting segment, which was so hard to craft this week for many points I will be touching on. But first, we're going to talk about our girl Dula Peep. Because, again, I feel like I was cheated. I wanted to see that woman act, you know? She did a good job. I'm going to say that. You know, she did better than most people. That was her first acting job. I was really disappointed that she didn't, like, make a song for the soundtrack or something. I was like, if you're going to put Dula Peep in a movie, you got to make her sing.
I feel like I would eat, like, a little song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was expecting in the credits, at least. Anyways, what I have here is that Dua Lipa's eyes were dead. And to put it simply, when she acted in those 2 minutes of the film, she was focusing way too much on the lines. That's my best guess. Her eyes were just very much not connected. And you see that a lot with like more amateur acting, is when you're focusing so much on the lines, then you don't actually focus on the character or even what the character's saying, even though you're focusing on the lines. It's a funny little dance. There's this music to actor trope happening right now. Most prominently, we saw Harry Styles in Don't Worry, Darling. And I'm not out here to ever chastise my friend Harry, but his eyes were also dead. And I'm sorry, but it was difficult to watch. Again, he was a phenomenal actor. There was just something so weird about his eyes. And I don't know, is it just like the music to actor trope that creates that? I don't know. Anyways, Dula Peep, I love you. I don't want you to ever think that I don't. If you are watching this right now, I love you. Anyways, this was a very action-heavy film. So, therefore, the acting always is going to be predictable in these action-heavy films, or else it's way too overstimulating for you as an audience member to be, like, identifying these three-dimensional dynamics of a character. They need to be archetypes, and we saw a whole load of archetypes in Argylle. We saw Ellie. She was, like, our shy little lady turned powerful woman. We had Aiden. We had the guy who was lusting over her for years and was just a lovely little comfort. Bryan Cranston, who was the villain, the one that, you know, like, turns the corner and kills someone without even looking, that kind of archetype. And then we had so many characters in between. Someone always comes back from the dead in these films.
Lots
our girl
of
Ariana DeBose. Yeah. So, again, archetypes. And so I was sitting here thinking, how am I going to make this segment a thing? And then I was like, okay, well, here's something. Being an actor that plays a predictable character is very easy. Like, for me, when I am sent auditions to play predictable characters, I'm like, okay, I can channel a character. I know exactly what I need to do. Being an actor that plays a castable, predictable character is what is so difficult, because if you have no name for yourself, you have no one up. The casting directors are getting like hundreds and hundreds, sometimes even thousands of auditions. Everybody's the same. Everyone's one line, you know, one noted. And the casting director will sometimes add a character to the casting breakdown, like a well-known character. Like, for example, we'll say like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. You know exactly how to channel Tom Holland's Spider-Man because you've seen it, you know? And so how the difficult part is how you play a predictable character while also putting your own twist on it. Because if you are an actor that has no name for yourself, how are you going to show casting that you deserve to be cast, that you are special, that you are original, right? And so this is just a little fun dance that us actors do with casting, because we don't know what they want ever. But when you get to know them better, when you get to audition for them more often, you do create a sort of pseudo relationship, let's say. But honestly, all of that being said, to any startup actor who's able to get cast as a predictable character, like all of those principal roles on Grey's Anatomy is what I'm thinking right now, props to you, because it is so hard. It is so difficult because there's such a specific aesthetic aspect that you need to hit perfectly while also being original and standing out from the crowd. And it's such a difficult thing to do. And there's no equation. There's no proper way to do it. And so you just have to rely on your aspects. Anyways, these actors in Argylle were obviously given favoritism. They were all A-list actors. But the fact that they are so well established means that they've played these dynamic characters that I'm talking about that are so difficult to channel. They're three-dimensional, they're raw, they're improv, and everything is just so phenomenal about their character. You don't even see the actor in those characters, you know? And so what makes them so talented here in Argylle is the fact that they still have that range and they're still able to go back into that predictability while also channeling what makes them them. Like Bryce Dallas Howard, I see her in Ellie, but I also see that girl in the action movie, you know? And that's a very difficult kind of dynamic to make. And so that's my little rant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we should put you in the Argylle sequel or
prequel. Yeah, I'll take it.
I think we should. I think it would eat.
I'll ice skate and kill people.
All right, watch the space, guys. Yeah. Watch the space. Alrighty, so now we're moving on to our outside opinion segment. This is super fun. So now we are going to head over to our Instagram, which is @InTheatersNearYou.
Plug.
Little plug. To see what our followers have sent us in for us. So every morning before the show, you have the chance to ask us questions about the film or send in your opinions. And if the short poll is not enough for you, you can just DM us and send us an audio message, or even inquire about coming on to be interviewed.
Yeah, let us know if you ever want to be interviewed, because we would love to have a guest on the show at any point in time. Obviously, you have to be not our friend Josh and say silly things. Shout out Josh. If you want to come on the pod, you have to behave.
Right.
So we have our questions here.
Let's get into it.
Let's go into our very own In Theaters Near You, @InTheatersNearYou. Everybody.
Plug. Follow it up.
It's looking great. Oh, this camera. It's looking great. Yes. Okay. Here we have our questions. All right. So, my lovely friend Lola sent in, the nonsensical aspect that I thought I would enjoy was done lazily and ruined it. Thoughts?
Oh.
So she's seen it. I see where you're coming from, Lola.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking about the soundtrack. The fight scenes have disco songs.
Yes.
And that's cool, but it does kind of feel a little flaky at times.
Yes. I think the thing with Argylle is that you really just need to, like, if it's for you, it's for you, because the camp can definitely be like, okay, what is going on right now? Yeah. The music worked for me personally, but yeah, there was times when, because there was a fight scene every second, it was like, okay, it's feeling a little like an SNL bit sometimes, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I felt that.
It was definitely very like, okay, let's bring the laugh track. But yeah, I can definitely see...
Yes.
I can see where she's coming from.
That's actually really funny. I could definitely envision a laugh track in that film, even though it shouldn't be there.
Should not be laughable.
No. Yeah, so Lola, you bring up a good point. Honestly, they tried to make it super funny and, you know, create that juxtaposition. But it could have been done a little bit cleaner, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like when it was silly, and when they wanted to be super serious, it was like serious.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was like
okay,
what's going on?
Comparison. Something that was done so well and not lazily and very nonsensical, and one scene I will never shut up about is the ending sequence to Saltburn. with Murder on the Dance Floor.
Yeah.
See, that was meant to be silly, but it was so out of the blue that's why it worked so amazingly well. And Argylle just didn't do that. Anyway.
Yes.
Plug Saltburn as well. Go watch Saltburn. Oh my gosh.
Alrighty, let's move on to our next question.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have one. All right, so one of our followers, Tia Pepper, asks, what are your thoughts about the soundtrack in the movie? This is a great question because I really vibed with the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
The disco songs they chose were very interesting.
Yeah, I was into it. The music was catchy. It was definitely one of those playlists that it's like, when you go home, it's like, I need to like figure out what that song was from that one scene.
You gotta Shazam it. Shazam it in the theaters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel so old about Shazam. Anyways, yeah, soundtrack was great. I think like the sound effects too, and like the Foley art was done really well. I'm trying to remember. I feel like the most memorable scenes are the disco ones. Definitely the disco fight scenes. But in between that, there were like some suspenseful violins playing in the background and all that stuff. And so it was cool to have that contrast of like more of a normal action movie soundtrack. And then when the fight scenes come in, it's just like, yay, time to dance and watch people die.
And it was great.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was definitely like, it was like the people died, but you were like, yes, let's keep these vibes going.
Go. That's like me in the mirror getting ready for my day. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, did Taylor Swift write the Argylle book?
Yes.
This is a big thing on the internet right now. Did Taylor Swift write the Argylle book? I don't think she can be at all these places at once.
No.
I don't think so. She's busy.
She's busy. She's making her writing a directorial debut later this year. I don't know. I mean...
Oh, so, by the way, for context, Argylle is a book too that came out because of Argylle the movie, because Ellie Conway wrote Argylle, so that's a book that you can buy now.
Yes.
I think it's in Indigo and stuff already.
It is, and the book is by Ellie Conway.
Yes.
But that is the fictional character Bryce Dallas Howard plays.
Yes.
So
but I'm thinking, why, Tay-Tay? Like, I don't know how the conspiracy came. Like,
I don't know.
When did this come about? Like, why did people start thinking about Tay-Tay?
I don't know. I think it's just Taylor Swift's on the mind lately.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe she could write a book.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think she would write something like Argylle, though.
No, I feel like she'd be more of a romance.
Yeah.
Kind of girly.
I don't think Taylor Swift was behind an action comedy.
No.
She could do it, but I don't think it was this one.
It was fun. It's a fun thing to think about. It is a fun thing to think about.
It's just, it's one of those things on the internet that's just like, this is fun. Let me just look
like,
into this.
Where'd you come up with this? When did we think about this?
No idea.
Anyways, our next question over here.
Alrighty. So our good friend Rachel wants to know, why is the cat in every trailer? Is it super important?
That's a really good question because
it's everywhere.
We don't touch on the cat a lot in this whole show. We haven't talked about the cat, but Ellie has a cat that she brings with her everywhere in this backpack.
And she loves this cat.
You see the cat through like this hole, just the window, and it's like, why is the cat here? Why is the cat important? The cat almost dies 5 times, just like her.
Yes.
So, apparently the cat, well, in the film, the cat is named Alfie, and the cat is supposed to mimic Alfie Solomon, which is Samuel L. Jackson, when Ellie doesn't realize that she's Rachel, so she gets a cat and unknowingly names it Alfie because it's a connection to her past life. But in terms of, like, the cat's significance, it kills Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, it does.
So there you go. It kills the bad guy.
The cat kind of like, it laid low for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it got Bryan Cranston, and it was off. So it did play a big role. Its own poster.
Yeah, its own poster.
Yeah. And this trailer was everywhere. I saw this trailer in front of a lot of movies, and that cat was front and center.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of a thing now for action movies to have like a pet that everyone loves.
Yeah.
Everyone knows and loves the pet. But honestly, the cat wasn't that important, and like Dua Lipa and Henry Cavill, it was not marketed in the way that the film showed it.
Alfie was cute though.
Yeah,
he was really cute.
He was a cute cat. I was sad that he was CGI'd for some of that though.
Yeah.
Because I could see like the way he was moved. I was like, no, I want like a real cat. I want a real cat. But he was cute.
Yeah.
And he was the director's cat, right?
Yes, he was the director's cat.
Yes.
Can't blame him for just wanting to showcase his cat.
Yeah.
Is this like pet nepotism? Is that a thing? Like,
Pepotism.
do you think there was other cats? Do you think there was like other cats in consideration?
No, there's no way. It was pepotism.
Someone's big break could have been that.
New vocab, guys. New word. Pepotism.
We're coining it.
Trademarked. Yes. Okay. Next question. We have, would you guys want to see a sequel? If yes, how would you want it to go?
Oh, I'm down for a sequel.
Yeah.
I think I like when movies are just fun and it's not this like serious big message. I mean, I love movies like that, but sometimes it's like, let me just go have some popcorn, have fun for a few hours.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I'd be down to watch round 2 of Argylle. I'd be so down.
Me too. I hope that the prequel would come out first, just because I want to see Mr. Louis and I want to see what he would do with the character.
I also feel like there's so much about Henry Cavill Argylle that we don't know.
Yeah, like Henry Cavill shows up at the end as a real man and not just like a person that Ellie's thinking about. And so that's a big plot point there that they could definitely go further with.
Yeah. And then afterwards, if they wanted to make a series, I'd be down. If it was like a new like casual Kingsman thing every few years, I'd go. I'm
gonna need like meditation before I go to the next one because I was so stressed out for the whole film. Yeah. So yeah, if I meditate,
crazy.
I meditate and then I'll go to the theater and then I'll meditate again because I will need to do that. But then I'll enjoy it. Like Michael and I got great snacks in the theater.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Like really good popcorn,
great time,
Nerds
great
gummies.
Movie. Yes.
We were living.
We were definitely having the most fun there.
Yeah, it's true. The two old ladies left before the movie ended. And I was like, oh.
Everyone was just kind of watching it normally. Me and Keeley were like, what? What do you mean?
I was holding on to him. I was like, ah!
Like, what's
all
happening?
Of the plot twist was so funny. Yeah, those are all of our questions, I think. Yep, those are all the questions.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for sending questions in.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a chance next week if you didn't send them in this week. And let us know if you want to send an audio message or anything. Yeah.
And every week, which is something that this show was founded on, was talking about the theater-going experience.
Yes.
And
we love the theater.
Bringing people back to the theater, because I feel like Argylle would not hit the same if I had watched it on my laptop or like on a TV in my house.
Because I would pause and I'd be like, I need a snack. Or I would pause and say, I have to finish this assignment before I finish the movie. And it just wouldn't be the same.
You just have to see it on the big screen.
Yeah, it was great. I like 10 out of 10 experience for a movie that I really had no idea how I was going to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we had a great time. We had a lovely time. Let's thank our crew.
Yes.
For this amazing little episode. We have our girl Jess as our audio board operator, our queen.
And our social media manager as well.
Yes, social media. We have Millie, who's operating the switcher. She does our technical producing. She edited our little pre-recorded segment today.
Yes. And then we have Paige, our wonderful producer, who makes sure that we're on time, that everything is put together, and the show could not run without her.
And Michael!
And Keeley as well.
And shout out, we're going to do a teacher shout out every episode, guys. Go for it.
Shout out to Lori Petru this semester.
Yes!
Thanks
Lori,
for being
if you
great.
are watching, you are our queen. I adored your book. And I would love to talk to you about it at any point in time.
If it becomes a movie, which it is getting adapted. We should review next time.
Okay. Yes.
We got this. We'll bring her on.
Laurie Petro's Stargazer turning into a film. Guys, I would have it. Also, plug, guys, go get Stargazer by Laurie Petro on Indigo. If you liked The Secret History by Donna Tartt, you will adore Stargazer. Yeah, that's... What do you have to say, Michael?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm so happy you joined us this week.
Yeah.
And I hope you come back next week because it'll be even more fun. And yeah, Keeley, you.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. This was like a really great, fun time. This was an idea that we just came up with when we were bored in a lecture. And it ended up being this amazing thing that's happening now every week for the next 6 weeks. I think we end on April 8th.
Yeah, something like that.
April 8th. So you guys have a chance to see us 6 times and watch us blab about movies for 6 hours of your life.
And we hope that you come back because we love you guys.
We do. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Watching my life passing right in front of my eyes. Tell of a story, or is it boring? Can't claim the care, never been reluctant to share. Passing out pieces of me, don't you know nothing comes free? What mom don't know has taken its toll on me. It's all I've seen that can't be wiped clean. It's hard to believe what it's made of me. Passing my life, living it out with her side, listening closely, hearing mostly. Can't shake concern, seems that every time that I turn, I'm passing out pieces of me. Don't you know nothing comes free? What mom don't know has taken its toll on me. It's all I've seen that can't be wiped clean. It's hard to believe what it's made of me. Yeah.
Tune in to Best Coast Recap. We're your hosts Max Purton.
And I'm Caleb Sebastian.
It can be hard to keep up with your favorite sports teams from out west.
The Eastern media neglects them.
TV blackouts and time zones makes it difficult to watch them.
But we're here to keep you up to date.
With recaps